What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino, and check it out, man. I want to talk to y'all about the importance, the value, the benefits of resistance. Um, People will say, man, he took the path of least resistance, and sometimes we get it confused because we go through life feeling like the objective is to work smarter, not harder. And yeah, I'm an advocate of working smarter, not harder, when you don't have to, and making it easier when you don't have to. But sometimes the rough path, the rough road, the path of most resistance is unavoidable. It's just something that you can't duck because the big prize may lie on the other side of the big challenge. And if you come in contact with the big challenge and then all of a sudden oh man, I ain't gonna do that. Oh, I ain't gonna work, I ain't gonna put in that kind of work to get it done. Then you basically have just wiped out a part of your character that could have been a building block to making you better and being an example to others who was watching you to see how you was gonna react. So if you look at a Joe Frazier and a Muhammad Ali, they needed each other. They needed to clash with each other in order to bring the best out of each other. Matters who won or lost. It's just the fact that when you come into contact with your big challenge, with your big opposition, then you should embrace it as an opportunity to see where I'm at or to take a step up. That's why, when people do weight training and certain workouts, they do what's called resistance training as well. If you running hills, you running uphill because the downhill run, it assists you in your movement. So it's easier to go downhill, but uphill, you're going up against the grain, you're going up against gravity, you have resistance, and that's powering you up at your base. It's the same with lifting weights. It's the same with somebody wrestling or whatever the case is. So that's a principle that you have to apply to your everyday life that, yeah, I ain't just I'm trying to figure out a formula to make it easier just because that would be the smarter thing to do in certain situations. But when you come across the inevitable scenario where there's no other way to get it done than to roll your sleeves up and get it done, then you got to be ready to face that, and you have to look at where you stand to be once you overcome that. You know, man, it's wins and losses come in different kinds of forms. So if you look at it as, okay, I'm not going to even try, then that's a loss. But it's a different type of loss compared to, well, man, I tried anyway, and I still couldn't do it. So I took a L. Yeah, you took a L, but there could be growth in that L because a smart person, a wise person, an observant person, even in the midst of the loss, even in the midst of when things ain't going like you thought it was going to go, they are still picking up little things within that say, okay, I learned this. Okay, this won't happen no more if I try it again. Oh, I see why that. You learning in the loss. So, but if you just not even give it an attempt because you are afraid of the resistance. See, we do that when it comes to just speaking truth. When it comes to just speaking truth, we know that we got a word in us. We know that we got something in us that is a fact that needs to be said, needs to be put out before the people. But your next thought, you start to think about pushback, backlash, criticism. See, resistance. All that is resistance. So you're like, oh, no, I ain't gonna say that because If I do, I don't want them people coming out against me and saying that I'm gonna have to answer these questions and deal with. Nah, is what you saying the truth, legit? See, then you should embrace the pushback and train yourself for counter moves. Because you make a move, they make a move to stop your move. You got to have a move to counter the move they make. So that's the mindset you got to carry in, man. Don't run from resistance. Learn the difference between the battles that you should fight compared to the ones that you should like. Nah, that ain't for me, or that ain't time. It ain't time for that yet. And it should make us better, man. All right, it's your big brother K-Rino. Catch y'all later on, man. Peace.